Plaintiff Tiana Ellis met the defendant at work, and they became friends. Tiana claims once they started hanging out on a social level, she noticed that the defendant was an excessive drinker, and she later learned that she had a couple of DUIs. Tiana claims the defendant damaged her car while driving under the influence, so she's suing. Defendant Maya Robinson admits that she likes to drink, but says Tiana does too. Maya claims on the night the car was damaged, they were both a little tipsy. And although she admits that she hit Tiana's car, she believes Tiana is trying to get her to pay for pre-existing damages.
Tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I met Ms. Robinson 2 years ago at work, and I liked her personality, right off. Real funny, nice person to be around. It was a lot of laughs every time me and Maya would get together. So we started hanging out outside of work. We'd go out sometimes and, we have a good time, but sometimes Maya would take her drinking just a little bit too far.
Oh my goodness.
What would be the result?
Well, I've heard other people say that they've seen her out falling, and she told me herself that she got a couple DUIs recently. The last one, I guess, was to the point.
More than one?
No, excuse me, Your Honor. That's
when you
not
say
true.
last one, that means there was one before.
I did have a physical control. I did not have a couple of DUIs because I pulled over because I knew I couldn't drive. Falling down drunk? No, none of that. I don't know her. No. So.
I personally haven't seen her fall down.
Exactly.
I would say that, but that's just when I told somebody I was coming to the show and they asked me, who I was talking about, who I was suing, I said her name and showed them a picture.
They said, don't let her drive.
And yeah.
And what'd they say?
Well, they're the ones that told me they seen her out falling a few times, and
oh goodness,
And
so you don't get sloppy drunk.
I did not get sloppy drunk. I'm a grown woman. That's ridiculous.
I'm not perfect either, but I'm concerned.
Did you fall halfway down?
No, Your Honor, I don't get behind the wheel when I've.
That's the important thing.
That's the big thing. I even offered to go with Maya, to get some counseling. I'll go with you, and
Is that bad?
Well, I just don't want her to hurt herself or somebody else.
But see, she wanted to go with me and for herself also. Now she drinks a little bit too sometimes.
How often
now.
do you all drink? Every day?
No, and I'm at home, so it's different.
Every day?
No, not every day.
What type of drink?
I drink wine mostly, but quite a bit of it, yes, I do. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What do you drink?
I drink wine.
Okay, so I was wondering. I didn't want to hear about alcoholics, just winos. All right, that's not so bad. Why don't you give me some background on your friendship and everything else?
Yeah, she said we did meet 2 years ago at work. We were instantly friends. We always have fun together, hang out, laugh, go out to the clubs, hang out, whatever. And we just stopped hanging out with each other after everything happened because I feel like she's out for herself and trying to be a little bit of an opportunist, trying to get over on me. And I was like, I just don't have the money to just pass out to people.
Well, let's hear about this lawsuit then, and we'll see whether she's trying to get over on you.
Yeah.
You're suing about car damages. What happened?
Well, we tried to have a good time and step out to the club. But Maya got a little buzz, and she tore my car up.
That is not even true.
So I called her and I texted her.
Under the influence?
I saw her have a glass of wine. Basically, we went to leave, and I proceeded. Okay, we left the club. We were in the parking lot. So Maya's parked like this, in the parking space, head in. I'm coming around through the back, past the back of her car. So I just stopped and I was like, hey, you have a good time? Yeah, well, you work tomorrow, just had a little small talk. So anyway, next thing you know, I see brake lights coming off Maya's car. Now, it's a car in front of me, so I can't go anywhere, okay? I'm just stuck. So I'm beeping the horn and I'm screaming, and next thing you know, she backs into me full force. So
on the driver's side?
That is not true, Your Honor.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear your side.
So yeah, like she said, we were out. We were both a little tipsy, I might add, both of us. But she's coming around, and I was about to back out. Now, I did not see her car because I looked on the rearview mirror on my side. I think I may have tapped her car a little bit because there's a row of cars here where I'm in, and there's another row behind her. So how fast was I actually going? We're in a parking lot. I'm not going to slam on the gas and just back out.
Let me see a picture.
I have pictures.
We'll
right
be
here.
able to see how fast she was going.
Yeah, but then she tells me that's what this whole case is about, because there was some pre-existing damage already on this back panel.
It was rust.
I don't know what it was. I never seen
It
it.
didn't have anything to do with the scratches.
Where you hit? Were you hit at the driver's?
I was hit on the driver's, like right behind
Driver's
the
door,
the panel,
or it's behind the door?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a 4-door or 2-door?
It's a 2-door.
Okay. Do you have your estimate for repairs?
Yes, sir.
And ma'am, do you believe you should pay or not?
I believe I should pay for the initial amount that she told me.
What is that?
$250. I asked her to get an estimate, and
Did you ever tell her $250?
What I said exactly was, she asked me how much damage did I think was done. And I told her flat out, I said, I don't know. I mean, maybe $250, $300, but that's not my thing. She said, okay, we'll get an estimate, a written estimate, and then we'll go from there.
What did she say when you brought her the estimate?
I mean, she just basically said that was too much. She thought I was trying to get over on her.
Ma'am?
I asked her for the estimate. She told me that her mechanic or whoever looked at it and gave this estimate of a total of $500. There's some pre-existing damage. You could split that cost with me. I said, fine, I'll give you $250. Let me get a copy of that written estimate for my records anytime I pay out some money. And I even have a text message here that she was talking about the $200. And then this is
$200.
because it's talking about the original $200 that we agreed on in the first place.
I'm not coming out my pocket more than $200. So did you want to finally start making payments on the 4, or do I need to call Greg? You don't know me like that. Can you interpret what you meant here? Can you explain what you meant?
Yes, I told her $400 because I wanted to be nice and meet her halfway. I said, well, let me get the estimate in writing and I'll bring it to you. When I told her how much it was, she said, oh, I don't even need to see it.
Ma'am?
Anytime I pay out any lump sum of money, I want an estimate for my records, and I wanted it so I could pay them directly and not just give her money in her pocket straight out of my pocket. So I will always ask for the estimate. Everybody that knows me knows I'm very detailed about stuff like that.
Why didn't you go and get one yourself?
Because it's her car.
But it's your debt.
It is my debt.
$500 for the plaintiff. You had an obligation to go and get an estimate yourself. If you did not agree with her, you did not.
Agree
so
with
I'll grant her judgment. Did you go and get an estimate?
No, but
you had an obligation to do it, ma'am.
Yeah, but she was supposed to give it to me. She never did.
No. You had an obligation to go and have someone look at the car and tell you how much it would cost to repair it, since you did not want to accept her estimate. $500 for your judgment.
I care about her. You know, I always have. So that's why I tried to work it out before it came this far.
I'm still hurt you brought me to court, but it's okay. You know, I understand. I just feel like you were trying to get some extra money that I didn't have, and I wasn't going to give it to you. So.